Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Platformer Toolkit. Now, there's this YouTuber I follow named Game Maker Toolkit. It's run by a guy named Mark Brown, and he makes a lot of these videos about like game design and like, you know, what makes a good game. Very in-depth stuff. Like if you're into like game dev or like indie projects, I definitely recommend looking this up. He released a video today as of the time I'm recording this, and apparently this is a game that actually, it's described as like, it's made by Game Maker Toolkit. It's described as an interactive video essay about game design, specifically a platformer. I kind of want to try. Oh yeah, there we go. There's Mark Brown right there. It's
an interactive game design playground all about platformer character controllers. So I want you to meet Kit. She's the protagonist
I like Kit.
of the platformer, but I'm really not happy with the way she controls. Have a play and see what you think.
Okay.
You can use a keyboard or a controller. Hit
So
the
oh god.
button when you're ready.
So yeah, I've seen a bit about I have seen the video where like Mark showed off this game. Kit deliberately starts with horrible controls, and you have to like tweak her movement and like physics to make like a fun platformer, basically. Like that's kind of the gimmick of the game.
Okay, this doesn't feel great, right? Kit is really slippery, her jump is floaty, and the whole thing just feels a bit flat and lifeless. So, let's start tweaking things. You can now open the toolkit and get to work.
Okay.
Alright, welcome to the toolkit. This is where we can...
I love that they let you fidget with stuff as Mark is explaining stuff.
Having a chance to see how different stats can change the way a platformer feels. We'll start with the run. You can grab this handle and move it up and down to change how fast Kit runs. And then this handle changes Kit's acceleration, or how long it takes to reach that max speed. And this one changes the deceleration, or how long it takes Kit to stop when you let go of the controls. Have a play and see how it changes the way Kit moves when she's on the ground.
Oh, you can control the stuff like
while
here.
The toolkit is open, or close it to return to the level. Hit continue when you're ready.
Okay, so we can fidget around with her. Oh god, okay, she just instantly goes to top speed. I kind of like the feel of that. I kind of expected her to just like stop on a dime, but there's still a little bit of floatiness in there. Okay, definitely not that far. I'm basically just trying to make Madeline's like... Maybe a little slower. I kind of like the feel of that.
So a really long acceleration means you have to build up and maintain speed, like Sonic the Hedgehog. But a really short acceleration gives you a character who is super snappy and responsive, like in Celeste.
Ah yes, Miss Celeste.
Depends on the sort of gameplay you're after. For deceleration, having the character slide when you let go of the controls can make it easy to tumble off the end of platforms. As for top speed, well, that kind of depends on how much you can see. So let me unlock the camera panel. Click over when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay, so here we can change how the camera works. We can change the zoom level. A wide view might be good for a very fast character, for example. In the top right, we've got a few sliders. Damping makes the camera slowly ease into position rather than snap into place. And look ahead makes the camera, well, look ahead, because the traps and pits in front of you are more important than what's behind.
I feel like that, like, kinda low ignores jumps? Oh, the camera ignores your jumps. very zoomed in. Okay, let's try
There's a
that.
reason why game designers call it the 3 C's: character, controls, and camera. The way we track and show the character's movement is just as important as the movement itself. But now, let's move on to the most critical part of any platformer, the jump. I've unlocked the panel, so click over when you're ready. Okay, this is the jump panel. The yellow curve illustrates the player's jump arc, and you can change that by dragging these handles. This one changes the maximum height of the jump, from a short hop to a big springy leap. And then this one changes how long it takes the player to reach that point before coming back down to the ground. There's one more handle though. In many platformers, the character drops faster than they jump, which can be achieved by increasing the player's gravity on the way back down. This handle lets you add a downward gravity multiplier, so see how that feels.
I do like a fast fall, but I like it on command, kind of. Air brakes. Oh, I like a lot of air control. Oh, yes! Okay, that's a must. And should I'll give her the double jump. Double jump feels kind of good, honestly.
Getting the perfect jump can take months of tweaking and testing. It's the most important and common action of pretty much any platformer, and so a floaty, imprecise, or fiddly jump can destroy the fun of that game. Hopefully you've found some numbers that work for you, but we're not quite done yet. Let me unlock the assist panel for you. Alright, let's talk about assists. These are almost invisible tweaks and changes that bias the game in the player's favour. Click on the question marks to learn.
I love mechanics like this.
You can also slow down time while on this panel to see these subtle tweaks working in slow motion.
The music slows down too. You know, I'm gonna go back to run real quick. I kind of like, just lower the top speed a little bit. Yeah, I kind of like that. So coyote time. I actually know what coyote time is. It it's like, it lets you, like, do a jump even after you've run off the ledge a tiny bit. I don't know why, but I like a lot of coyote time. It's like, I feel like it feels like a double jump outside of your double jump. Oh, does it kill your double jump, though? Kind of feels like it does. Jump buffer. What is the jump buffer?
When you press the jump button, the game checks if the character is on the ground before letting you spring into the air, which normally works great, but it can mean you'll miss the jump if you're just a few pixels off the ground. These two features remedy that. Coyote time lets the player jump for a few frames after running off the edge of a platform. Meanwhile, if you're coming down to earth and press jump before you hit the ground, jump buffer will remember your input for a few
Oh, I
frames
see.
and let you
Okay.
jump as soon as you land.
Terminal velocity.
Under normal conditions, we just keep increasing the player's full speed until they hit the ground. But if you've got really tall platforms, this can turn the character into a speeding meteorite. A terminal velocity will limit the player's full speed to give the player more control as the character drops. It can be annoying to miss a jump because you're a few pixels too low, or bonk your head on a ledge because you're a couple pixels high. There's a number of ways to fix
okay.
this, but an easy solution is to swap the player's collision shape to a rounded rectangle. Hit the button in the top left to show your collider, and then see how that changes the way you interact with platforms.
I see how it works. Okay, so you can, like, push yourself up a platform a tiny bit. I did not know this is something games did. Makes perfect sense, though.
The player's skill and mastery of the controls, but that doesn't mean it needs to be pixel precise. That can feel frustrating and unfair. we sometimes want to recognize the player's intention rather than their exact commands. And so small cheats in their favor go a long way. Anyway, it's time for the final panel. Let's get juicy.
Juice!
There's some game design wisdom that says if a player does something a lot, make it feel good. And in a platformer, that's running and jumping. So on this panel, you can make various tweaks to the character's presentation, including particles, squash and stretch, a trail, a tilt, and sound effects. You don't always want to crank each handle to
Oh my god, oh my god.
Sometimes a little goes a long way.
A blocky character like this I don't really think needs that much squash and stretch. And that is a lot of squash. Trail? Oh, I like stuff like that. Maybe not that long, though. I like a little lean. Interesting that the hitbox stays the same, though. Oh, that's how fast I gotta be moving for the lean to take effect. Sound effects. I can do about a jumping sound effect. Yeah, we'll try that.
Making a platformer feel good is largely about tweaking numbers, cheating for the player, and adding juice. And so now you
go ahead and add that
tools you
juice
need to make the character feel the way you want. And now it's time for your final test. I've just unlocked the full level, and I want to see if you can make a character that feels good to control in this environment. Play with Kit's speed, air control, and juice to get something that feels tight, responsive, and fun. Now, it's important to note that in real game development, the level would usually be made to suit the character, not the other way round. So this stage will only support a very certain type of platformer hero. But give it a go and see what you come up with.
I can already tell you I want to turn this down just a tiny bit. Maybe turn the camera a little bit in too. I like to be able to see the bottom half. Okay, we'll see how that feels. So far, so good. Ooh. Oh, those fall. Hey, who needs a spring? Oh, that's my first death. Oh, come on. Did I turn off the double jump? No, I didn't. I guess it's just not really working. It's I am playing this on keyboard, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. There's the double jump. I hate a double jump that, like, you can't activate while falling. Oh, no, you can. I guess it just wasn't working for whatever reason.
And there we have it. As a special treat for making it this far, I've unlocked preset drawers on the running and jumping panels, which will approximate the stats of characters like Super Mario and Super Meat Boy. Try them out and see how their different stats change the way they feel.
Can I play as Magdalene?
Have fun, and thank you so much for playing the Platformer Toolkit.
Oh, here we go. Celeste! What is the hoop? I'm not quite sure if I know what the hoop is. Well, I want to play as Magdalene. Oh, come on, she jumps higher than that. It's because I don't have the air dash, that's what it is. Yeah, Super Meat Boy has a really high jump. Yeah, this is a cool game. I like this quite a bit. Well, that was a fun experience. I'll see you folks later. Thanks for watching.